Hey everyone, Viking back. Wanted to make a little video today about the state of gaming nowadays. Um, I the last couple of games I bought, this quote unquote AAA bigger titles, um, have been so disappointing for me that over the past year I've just gotten so disappointed with gaming as a hobby, because it's we buy these games, you get excited for it, with the promotional material, and you see something that's up your alley and you get excited for it, and when you finally get your hands on it, lately, I feel, and feel free to leave me a comment if you disagree, that's what this video is about, for you to, push back against what I have to say or whatever. It's just crap, man. It's like you get a game and you pay your money for it, and the launch, the first 2 weeks you can't even play the game because it crashes, or you can't connect to a server because there's issues, or the game, just plays terribly. It's not optimized, or, I've been gaming for a while. I was a young kid when Nintendo was popular, and Super Nintendo and Genesis, and, those games, when you got games back then, it was like the game that you got in the cartridge, couldn't get an update. Never needed an update. It never crashed bad. Granted, a few games, that I can think of, like the No Mercy game had a bug where it would delete the file or whatever, but they offered, to replace it. Anyway, what I'm saying is that, what is gaming nowadays? It's I'm going to use a couple of examples. Like this game right here in the background is Dakar Desert Rally. Look at it. This game looks beautiful. Granted, the handling is kind of wonky, but this game right here has so much potential to be the best rally racing game that they ever released. Any company ever released. This could have been a huge off-road racing game. You got bikes, you got ATVs, you got side-by-sides, you got rally cars, you got big old trucks, all racing across the desert. And this map, the Saudi Arabia map, is absolutely huge. It's kilometers and kilometers and miles of terrain to explore. I mean, as you can see, I'm looking around here. They have, different rally point races, but you can go in the free roam like I'm doing right here and explore. And there's points on the map of interest. There's secret stuff to find, little towns and whatnot. And it's just so much potential. And the developers of this game had a roadmap that they couldn't complete, and they've gone radio silent for the past 6 months, saying, oh, well, we're working on the update. We're just going to forget about the roadmap for the DLC. We're just going to put it all out in one big patch, but we don't know when. And it's been 6 months now of radio silence about what they're working on. There's been no updates to the game for months and months. I mean, it's just it's just so bad. What were some of the other games? So I got Chivalry 2. That game is a glitchy mess. A fun game, so much potential for hand-to-hand, action, medieval combat. It's great. You can see on my channel one of my last videos, AEW Fight Forever. I did a rant about their poor quality and their, microtransaction, nickel and diming, whatever. It's just what is the state of gaming? Granted, I know that there is some, there's always some gems out there. I'm sure there's some indie games or smaller games that have come out that have been excellent. And I'm sure there's some big budget games. I didn't play Elden Ring, but, that got wonderful scores. And I don't know if that was a buggy mess. But, there's always the ones that do it right. But it just seems in general, like, at least maybe the games I pick, you know, it's like my AEW Fight Forever, Chivalry 2, Dakar Desert Rally. Um, I had some more in my head, but now I can't think of it. They've just been so disappointing, and it's like they hype them up, you buy, you know, you expect quality. Like, so in the game industry, they're supposed to have a Q&A department, quality assurance department. I feel like now they're using us, the consumer, as the quality assurance department. It's like, okay, we won't beta test the game. We don't want to spend money on that. What we'll do is we'll release early access and let them figure out all the problems, and then we'll patch it, which I think is unacceptable. I mean, think about if you got a car or a different kind of product, you know, a vehicle, television. Like, what if Sony put out a television and they're like, well, we don't know how good it works or if it's reliable. I mean, if it starts burning out, we'll just, you know, mark that down and change our manufacturing based on what the customer says. It's like, what a bunch of crap. If you're going to do that, you better put it out for $5. You know, you better let me get that TV for $10 instead of $1,000. You know, it just doesn't make sense, man. Like, what is this? Like, and I'm trying to think of how it will ever change, because right now it's like and I'm sure other people are too. It's like, what are we paying for? Why should we buy this crap? And it's like, if we stop buying these games, will they get better? I don't know. You know, with the way companies are now, with, you know, their profits and stuff, it's like they don't take any risks. And I feel like in gaming, you got to take risks. That's why a lot of the indie games are good, because it's concepts and stories and gameplay mechanics that are innovative, you know, whereas the big companies don't take chances on that. They want the licensed stuff, you know, the new Marvel game, the next, you know, licensed IP that they can get a bunch of money off of. I mean, I think the movie industry is like that too now as well, you know, all these comic book movies and blah blah blah. But what I'm saying is also is that just so many of these games, they come out with so much potential, and then they never finish them or polish them enough for them to be classics. I mean, as far, like, you know, I mean, like, you know, you're seeing the footage here. As far as I'm concerned, this game had the potential to be one of the best rally games that was ever made. And, you know, it might have a redemption arc. Not every game can be No Man's Sky, as much as, you know, we'd all like that to happen. I mean, No Man's Skies really did come around, and they worked hard and they made it right, which I feel like they should have. But I feel like a lot of these other game companies should do that too. And, you know, I don't know where else I'm going with this, but just, you know, what is the state of gaming right now? It's like, how do we change this? Or, I mean, is voicing our concerns and using our wallets to not pay for stuff, and, you know, getting on Reddit and getting on the internet and putting out, you know, calling people out, is that going to change anything? Or is it a done deal? Are we lost forever to these mega publishers that just want to make a quick buck? Because I don't think the developers are totally to blame. I think that they do get rushed, and, you know, they probably know that the game's not where it needs to be. But, you know, you got to make those deadlines. Got to get that green. I don't know, man. I'm just sad about, you know, just gaming in general. It makes me not want to buy anything, and, you know, this is my hobby. This is what I like to do. I like checking out new games, and I like playing creative new games. So I don't know, but, you know, sometimes I don't always want to buy the little indie games that come out, because, you know, they're fun for a while, but, you know, I'd like to have a big budget, innovative hit, classic. You know, remember the first Halo when that came out. That was like awesome, you know. But I mean, look at Modern Warfare 3, and you know, just everything is just ugh, so safe and so boring. It's like when did these games get so boring? Not, you know, in general. You know, I'm not calling out any certain one, but I don't know. Just wanted to make a vid about this, and you know, maybe some of you have some comments out there on what you think's going on, but I'd like to hear it. Um, you know, I guess I'll have to stick with indie games, but it's just sad that these companies they don't care about gaming as a passion. You know, it's like the devs probably do, but the companies that put these games out, it's like I wish that all the big publishers would just fall off a cliff. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the video off here. Thanks for watching. Leave me your comments on what you think. You know, how's it gonna change? How's it not gonna change? I'll see you in the next vid. Viking out of here. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. Bye.